Hey, what's up, y'all? Corn O'Keefe back with another prediction video, another death battle prediction. We're bringing you Wonder Woman. We got some badasses today. They'll be introduced shortly, but we have Debater's Apprentice. We have Simple Moon, Really Not Infinite. We have Forrest, the Mean Green Man himself. We even have Frisk and possibly more later. But we're going to give you our thoughts about like Wonder Woman scaling, She-Ra scaling, and then tell you who should be taking it more often than not. We're going to give our opinions on that more than likely. So I'm going to start off with Wonder Woman. In terms of attack power, Wonder Woman should consistently be Universal Plus in post-crisis. And we know Rebirth is just like a merger of New 52 and post-crisis. There's a lot of consistent Universal Plus feats that she actually can scale to or has performed herself. For one, even with her lasso of truth, she actually recreated an entire timeline herself with her lasso of truth. She's actually fought the Man of Steel on several occasions. Now, keep in mind, it was a restrained Superman because he does purposely restrain himself a lot. But as we know, even a restricted Superman is capable of performing casual Universal Plus feats. Like during his battle with Golden Age Superman, he was shattering multiple timelines and rewriting them. And it even stated they were shattering a space-time continuum. Now, we also know Nebula Man and Superman have faced each other on multiple occasions, and Nebula Man is literally a living universe. We also know Superman has fought Time Trapper, a sentient timeline who can devour entire space-time continuums and timelines. Now, we also know Wonder Woman is comparable to Black Adam, who survived a Tesseract expanding in his brain. She's able to go toe-to-toe with Shazam, who survived a Tesseract bomb. Now, there's many, many more Universal Plus feats than this, but you get the gist. And Death Battle themselves also brought up Universal Plus feats in Green Lantern. So you can clearly tell the Universal Plus scale is very consistent. Now, in terms of speed, Wonder Woman should easily be very high into the measurable. I mean, for starters, even Aquaman himself, yes, folks, even Aquaman is fast enough to swim in the secret sea, which transcends space and time itself, meaning he is not restricted by the flow of linear time. And we also, yet again, know she can keep up with Superman, and you can even argue she has an edge in terms of like combat speed than Superman in certain occasions. Now, this is impressive because Superman has tagged Zoom before. Zoom even stating Superman's speed rivals his own. And we know Zoom has ran to the 25th century and back. He's ran through multiple temporal dimensions. And we also know there's people like Shazam, who's fast enough to fly back to the Big Bang, giving him immeasurable speed feats as well. Superman and Shazam both reacted to reality blitzing missiles, which were blitzing space and time. And Wonder Woman herself has actually been fast enough to enter the Speed Force before. So, yeah, it's very clear to see she should easily have immeasurable speed. Now, I'll hand it over to Debater's Apprentice and let him go over some like abilities and skill of this badass.
Okay, so for skill for Wonder Woman, right? She's consistently shown to being a very skilled fighter, where she's like been able to body several people, such as Cheetah or Chitara. I never know how to say her name. Was able to outskill her and finesse her pretty bad. She was also able to like to get the edge over Power Girl.
Oh, so sorry, guys. I had to do something.
I mean, a Power Girl is like comparable to Supergirl.
Also, it's low-key hot, no joke.
And she got completely like finesse and outskilled. All of this is like pretty much fodder compared to like her feats facing down against Batman. That's like in Batman Hikatea, she was able to outskill the Dark Knight himself and about here. Oh, and while I'm getting that, I'll show this one where she's able to keep up with Batman in terms of skill while blindfolded. So right here he's able. So who's of course like an incredibly skilled one. Has mastered every fighting style in the world. So that's just some of her skill feats. She also has like has many other really powerful abilities. Very powerful magic abilities. Like not only does she have like enhanced sight, she also has like soul magic. Like she can exercise you. She can exercise people simply by punching them. She's also shown the ability to see and even interact with souls. So this is just to show that her having soul powers is consistent. And she also has several abilities like the lasso of truth, which of course would wrap you around to restrain you, and it can also it's also able to like annihilate and kill a quote unquote creature of death. She also has several magical abilities. She also has some other magical abilities: soul manipulation, bracelets. And she takes off said bracelets. It actually like amps her power, and of course she has like She-Ra, which is like shown to like be able to cut through throat, just like the Guardians of Atlas, which increases her strength as well, and her sword, which is Stab Superman. And so yeah, she can also teleport, and yeah, that's all I have for her. For like some of her like skill and like abilities.
Right on. That's good.
Okay, so He-Man's feats include him shattering the Starseed, the Mother of Creation, which contains infinite universes, and yeah, and then for like speed, he like crossed like the universe in like a few minutes.
Yeah. So you would say she scales that pretty casually?
Yeah, at least like comparably.
Yeah, comparable. Yeah. And that's like what, like before the reboot?
Yeah, before the reboot, this was like way back in like the early days of like He-Man.
Yeah. So that sounds like multiversal plus, and then like the speed crossing the universe, that's like trillions up to like quadrillions FTL, possibly greater. So yeah, I guess Frisk, you want to go over the reboot?
Okay, so for Reboot She-Ra, she would be around High Universal to Universal Plus, being that her verse was stated to have an infinite universe, and it was stated by Atrapta from like the season 3 finale, I think, that Adora's like power from She-Ra was like able to fix a rip between like space time, and was the very thing that caused the breaking of space time to begin with. As for like speed, I would put She-Ra around like the FTL at first, with Adora in base form being able to react to lasers, which was stated to be FTL plus. And she, in her She-Ra state, and even in her base, she was able to move in this timeless void. So yeah, she can be infinite speed. As
Possibly
for, like,
inaccessible.
Yeah.
Yeah, inaccessible, yeah.
As for like hacks and abilities, she's able to transform her item into many different weapons, consisting of a cup, a shield, a rope, and so on and so forth. As for other stuff, she's able to transform creatures into other things, such as transforming a horse into a Pegasus. He's even able to heal others, being able to heal Shadow Weaver when she was poisoned, and even healed herself when she was affected by Horde Prime's virus. She even healed the whole planet, Assyria, in season 5 finale. As for like her other abilities, she's even able to erase people from existence. It's shown in the season 3 finale that the power of her runestone just erased the main cast from existence. And in the season 5 finale, he erased the Horde Prime from existence out of Hordak's mind. Also, this would be counted as like a conscious feat because he was able to remove his consciousness out of Hordak's mind before erasing him, and he's able to shoot rays of sword beams and so on and so forth. So yeah, I think that's it.
Nice. So, Forrest, you want to give your opinion on who you think should be taking this?
So, yeah, more often than not, I feel Wonder Woman takes this. I think because of the feats that have been displayed, and personally, Wonder Woman has a lot of immeasurable speed feats, like very high into it. Of course, there's characters like the Flash. Of course, he can travel through time. Like the whole jurisdiction of like time and space mean nothing to the Flash, and Superman has gone up against the Flash. And obviously, Wonder Woman has also gone up against the Man of Steel himself, and has been able to hurt him, even though he has been holding back. Still, she would have to have some form of immeasurable speed to even swap with these characters. Otherwise, she'd more often not get blitzed. So yeah, I give this to Wonder Woman.
Can I have some final?
All right.
So yeah, my final thoughts, of course, from me being Wonder Woman side. I think Wonder Woman wins because the thing is, almost every single one of the Universal Plus feats and the immeasurable feats that Korn presented, she scales to these pretty casually. She shows these feats pretty casually. So I feel it's even higher than before, and I feel like with her greater fighting skill, which allows her to compete and beat people who have mastered every single fighting style on the planet, and with her hacks and greater gear, and her sword that can that I think really seals it for me is that sword which can cut on a subatomic level and can bypass durability. So it's going to be able to cut through her rather easily. So yeah, I that's why I think Wonder Woman takes this 8 out of 10 times for me.
All right. I'll give my final thoughts. So basically, yeah, this does seem pretty close. Now, I would actually have to edge out with Wonder Woman as well, due to her having far greater immeasurable speed feats, being far higher into immeasurable. She's gonna be able to easily blitz. She should be a much higher degree of Universal Plus than the Reboot She-Ra. And sure, even if they not Reboot She-Ra, pre-reboot is Multiversal Plus, there are actual arguments to get Wonder Woman to those levels as well, unironically. And speaking of that, the whole existence erasure thing. Now, if She-Ra, I'm not sure, Frisk, does She-Ra have to fire a blast at you or what?
No, she doesn't need to fire a blast at you. She, the raw power of her magic, from her body, and also it came from the runestone itself. It didn't need to shoot a blast.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Wonder Woman has resisted existence erasure, and heck, even her bracelets themselves have blocked Darkseid's Omega beams, which is termination itself. They can even erase new gods from existence in an archetypal realm, so they can erase you on a conceptual level, and her freaking bracelets tank that as well. So yeah, now this is an interesting fight, definitely a lot closer than I ever imagined in the beginning, but I had to go Wonder Woman overall. Better skill, better gear, better hacks, more resistances, and just higher into these insane levels of power and speed than She-Ra is. So I'd have to go Wonder Woman overall as well. Simple, you want to go?
Yeah,
Or CDH or one of y'all?
Yeah, just basically agree with y'all on Wonder Woman taking this, but yeah, it's pretty close, and yeah.
CDH, what do you think?
I have to say Wonder Woman, She-Ra isn't really no slouch. She has some pretty good stuff, but I just feel like Wonder Woman is far better skilled, How fast is She-Ra? Like, is she like?
Well, in the old days, like easily, like trillions of times FTL. I've even heard immeasurable arguments, but again, I've seen nothing that would suggest she'd be anywhere near the level of Wonder Woman's like immeasurable speed, degrees, and all that. So, and then like Reboot is like infinite, like inaccessible speed, you know.
Yeah, and she has a very massive speed edge against She-Ra and stuff.
Also,
only
a
thing
really
I would
big skill
say-
edge.
I just said that. Also, like, the only thing She-Ra really has is, like, attack power or arguably attack power, and that's really it, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, like if any at best she's like comparable, and like even if you go off the higher stuff, you can get Wonder Woman higher as well. So it's like, yeah, either way you slice it, I would say Wonder Woman should edge out more often than not. What about you, CDH?
I say Wonder Woman, but I just hope they get the justice they deserve.
Agreed. I hope they both get justice. Amen to that. Now, Infinite, you want to give your final thoughts?
It's gonna be interesting. I hope it will be a 3D fight, and well, it's gonna be interesting. I have to give it to Wonder Woman. I agree with what everyone said.
Yeah.
With Infinite, it's actually said to be a hand-drawn fight.
Really?
That should still be interesting.
Yeah,
Hey, you know. But
Okay.
so
And
Frisk, give your final thoughts, or did you do that already?
for like my final thoughts, yeah, this is actually a close fight. Like I'll gotta say, so yeah, it really depends on how they're gonna be scaling them. However, according to Wonder Woman's abilities and hacks, she can actually hold her own and push through what She-Ra has in store for her. So yeah, it all depends if She-Ra has like the right stats for the job to combat Wonder Woman. But even then, I just feel like Wonder Woman just has everything She-Ra is not. So yeah, the winner would be Wonder Woman, Diana Prince.
Hope y'all enjoyed it for what it was. Go subscribe to all these badasses. Peace. Oh, and by the way, the next couple videos that I'll be uploading will be Dio Brando versus Morbius the Living Vampire and a power scale on Hercules. Peace, y'all.